Okay, we're back. So I've got an amp and a first aid kit to pick up. She looks like a disaster already, even though she hasn't been getting hit or anything. So I don't think her physical appearance is a reliable indicator of her health. And I'm not sure if the candles are actually helping. The feedback where she looks better for a bit indicates that it might be helping, but the fact that she just reverts makes it feel like it's just a lie. Like it's a dead end that doesn't really go anywhere. Let's cross those two items out. Takes a while to get back too. That's not really surprising. But yeah, I don't know if the cutscene where she freaks out with the book always happens, or if it's a result of her current status. I know that when she looks clear-skinned, she makes like observations about the environment, but when she looks blotchy and nightmarish, then she just starts saying like Henry Townshend and stuff like that. Don't walk up to it, goddammit. Stop! Oh goddammit. Nope, we gotta go. Eileen, we gotta go. Don't fight it, I'm just picking up an item. Alright, there we go. That's 106, 104, and 103 down. That's all of the rooms we had written down before. So we got all the items that I would have had to pass up on the first time around. And we used a candle on her. At this point, I hope we find more. It seems like I can actually probably use the medallions to take care of any remaining things that happened at my house. Since those seem to be very powerful actually, so I actually have like way more budget for that than I thought I did. Are you coming at me, or are we gonna do this after this room? Okay. Oh shit, there's a ghost in here. I just got rid of my ghost supplies too. It's a dead cat wrapped in a pair of jeans. Don't do that. The hanging bodies have narration. I missed one of them earlier then. Hit. I think I'm gonna opt out of this one. I feel like it's gonna go poorly for me. Okay, she came with me. Hey buddy. Come on. Come on. Ah, fuck. Really thought he was gonna approach me. They have a behavior pattern where they like run away slightly at the beginning of each fight, but they also attack, but in that direction, towards nothing. It's very weird.
Little crybaby.
Stupid little crybaby. All the guns in here are just models. It's the fake, yeah, it's the fake guns apartment. Everyone's apartments are so themed in this game. Makes me wonder, like, what's my apartment theme? It's like, what's your horoscope? What's your apartment theme? I have pink walls and a bunch of Dark Souls stuff, kind of, but not that much. Not like these people where they're like cartoonishly laser focused on one interest in the theme, and that theme must take up every square foot of their entire place they live in. I'm out of space again. Inventories management, you heard me. There's more of that guy. Wasn't there a body? Oh, there it is.
Hurry up. Get back.
I've missed some of these. Are those the 6 do I have to find those guys? Are they the 6 chains? I found a bunch of them just really closely packed together just now, though, so probably not, right? The ones around here were pretty tightly packed, so they're probably not needed to clear the chains. Maybe like keys or something, but I already explored the 2nd floor last episode, and I've finished exploring the 1st episode here.
Oh, shut the hell up. You can't blame it all on me.
He was hanging from a chain. I would have expected to find a key to get rid of the chains by now, if the keys were the secret. If there are keys. I'm just imagining keys because it's intuitive. Are the chains gone? Some of them? I can't open the door because of this crazy chain. I think yeah, I was right. Okay. That's funny that the texture on the door doesn't line up with the 3D model of the peephole. So there's 2 peepholes, kind of. Okay, so finding those weird ghosts is actually how I proceed. Shit. Is that great news for me? Because I didn't do a single one last episode. I didn't realize they were interactive. I kind of recognized them as being the bad guy, but I didn't think I was supposed to do something with it. She really does look just as bad as as before I did anything about it, which is also what happened last time. Now we kind of need to backtrack to look for more ghosts, ghost versions, effigies of the villain type things. But like, I still need to go upstairs, so I actually don't know for sure if I've even missed any, but there's probably at least some upstairs because that's just a whole other location to go in. And the superintendent room, I think, was framed as being the end of all this. I keep forgetting to write down what. Oh, is that not a candle? No, that's it's a pipe sticking out of the ground. It actually stops at floor level. Ah, crap. I thought I saw it as a candle. Just seeing what I want to see. I need to write it down, but I think this is it, right? I think 206 is the painting room, and I think 207 is where asshole is. I have to be ready to fight him because he's gonna try to get us... Shit, where is he? Or is he in here? He's in here, the room with all the writing. Yep. Eileen, no! I'm trying not to hit you, but I really have reduced control over the situation. Please get out of the way, Eileen. Pull back. Okay. Fully charged. Come at me. Come at me! You've made a mistake, bro. Oh shit, he's not down. Eileen, help! He must have recovered a little bit between 2 attacks. Usually... There we go. I'm just kicking his ass every time, honestly. 2 charged attacks, some stomps, and he usually doesn't get to hit us at all. Okay, so... 206. And then draw some squares around that. Emphasize that number. There we go. Gotta properly keep track of that. That's where the enemy currently is. Pretty memorable, though. I've done it a few times now, so it's the one with the writing in the room. The writing on the walls. He might move eventually, but I've fought him in that room specifically like 4 times now or something. Like, it's kind of crazy. And because it's such a small environment with some nice sight lines that I can abuse, it gives me the chance to get the drop on him before he can shoot me that much, if at all. Whereas in a lot of these other areas, it's like I gotta backtrack back and forth. And this asshole's just like coming at me in the open while I'm like running from monsters and things. This room's just a dead end. Do I move forward or do I make another trip back? It's a real pain in the ass. Just because you have to go through room 203, then room 202, then 201, then 301, then just get back to your room. You have to weave in and out of each one. It's kind of a huge pain, but my inventory is completely full again.
And God said, separate from the flesh too, she who is the mother reborn, and he who is the final receiver of wisdom.
Okay, we're back in the stairwell. My inventory is cleared out again. I am saving each time too, so, you know, in case it turns out to be a huge mistake that I cleared my inventory out. But so far the enemies in the zone aren't really a threat, most of the time. And immediately here's more bullets. I can appreciate the idea that we're now in the quote-unquote real world, whatever the fuck that means, because what the fuck is this? And that means that all the holes are gone, but at the same time, it is very annoying. those checkpoints for item management were very convenient. Oh god. Why, hello, Mr. Annoying. Did I just hit you? You were behind me. Oh shit. Oh. The wall. It ate him. Oh my god. Oh. 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 Where the fuck did you come from? Couldn't tell if he was getting back up or not. Oh, still need some more. Hey Eileen, will this candle do? Any candle, right? What even is a holy candle on anyway? You just gotta like believe in the candle. I got some nutrition drinks, Eileen. Do you like nutrition drinks? The bottom of this door is kind of freaking out. This also looks like a flesh mirror, like what the fuck? I can't seem to interact with this door. That was kind of a cool detail earlier where Eileen vanishes and you realize she's not following you. And it's like, oh, because she stopped to look at that book. The book that stood out because for some reason Henry didn't pick it up. When he picks up everything. It's like, ah, he left it on the floor because it's a plot book for plot. Yar. That's my room. Can I open a shortcut, maybe? Uh-oh. Oh, it's you. This is Eileen's blood. How the fuck do you know that? First of all, I'm trying to fight somebody and you made one button every button. So don't do that. But how do you know it's Eileen? Eileen's right here. How do you know that's Eileen's blood? How do you know it's a guy? Oh yes, it tastes like Eileen's blood. What? How are you telling that? Oh, it's your blood, right? Because she got almost murdered in this room. Okay, sorry. I'm being all flippant, and it's because he knows this is her room, and she was attacked in this room earlier. Briefly thought he was like fucking magic. Oh, those are revolver bullets specifically. It's right there. You can see him beating away. Oh, the cages. They do some spooky tricks here where they load a different version of the level based on what area you're trapped in. Which is like weird shit by my room right now. And there's that kid, like always. He's always trying to get back into my room. His room. Unfortunately, now I've got a little bit of a pickle. I might have to backtrack through some of those rooms that I first went through at the beginning. One of the main images that comes to mind is there's those hanging cages at the back of some of the rooms. Ah! Okay, so this room doesn't go anywhere. That's the whole room. Okay, in the backs of some of these rooms were hanging cages. And I think some of those hanging cages had that guy in it. I remember at least some instances of that, and I think I remember that. I remember that happening sooner than the later one I found. Yeah, it's not great to like half finish a level then realize what you might need to do in order to finish it. Like, ah, fuck, I wasn't keeping an eye out for that. I'm the murderer now. Ka! You really do just feel like you're just like stalking somebody. It's like, you think you're the clever boy. Fucking die. You just make a gunshot noise? You don't get to do that, you're on the ground. I win. My win. Oh god. Creepy ass doll. Oh shit. Ooh. Ooh. We found another candle, Eileen. I say while I'm walking directly into you, which makes it feel way more threatening and strange. Oh shit, finally.
I told you we shouldn't have a baby, didn't I?
I missed one in the hanging assholes boss fight revengeance room. Was that it? Oh, I lost Eileen again. Oh no, it's the same room. Are you good? There you are. So we're good. That's the one I was missing. Oh, that was silly. Whoops. Let's give you one of these. Because this might be the end of the game, so let's try to heal you up first. I don't know, it seems like a temporary effect, so I kind of waited until the climactic moment of the chain being done. It definitely just comes back. I don't know. I guess I can spare these regardless, so it's just like being nice to her at least, because I can use the medallions at the apartment. There you go. Oh, is that the umbilical cord? Creepy bastard. Oh. Why is this so small? Did they get that small?
Henry? Are you okay? It's Walter. He's crying. Even finishing the 21 sacraments? It won't help that boy. I'm going back, Henry. to the room where he is. We're the only ones. The only ones that can stop him.
You got the umbilical cord. Oh no. Didn't I get the chance to look at that before, but he wouldn't pick it up last time we were here? But now it's like that was the big thing to do? It's just slightly strange because we were already here. And Eileen just fucked off? Like she's just gone? That's not an option. It's super dangerous everywhere. What? How are you gonna just leave like that? Did you take her weapon with her? Oh, that's a big deal, isn't it? This is final, apparently. She's been not around me before, but her weapon is unequipped right now. But I don't think she's coming back. What do I do then? Like, am I just gonna wander all the way back to my apartment again? Like, what else is there to do? I'm gonna go with yes. That seemed to be upstairs at least. This woman, is this Eileen? She seems to have been exploded, which is really bad for most women, honestly. I mean, I guess I can hustle. I haven't been able to run for a while, actually. Hi. Bastards. Oh, who's that? Oh, it's you. Nope. This is where Henry always... No. Walter always is. Walter. He's gone. I can't hear any footsteps. Walter. Dick bag. Hut. 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 We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Holy fuck, that was 4 enemies at once. It's a good thing they're not very good at attacking me usually. Shit. Where are we? Doing these floors. Oh yeah. I've backtracked this level so many times now, just because of the mechanic of the chained up Walters, that at this point, like, this is all old hat, unless they add enemies and stuff. It's kind of the death of horror a little bit, is that unfortunately I'm overly familiar with this level now, because I missed one of the many mandatory secret dudes just kind of hanging out everywhere. Although it is still pretty disorienting. I definitely still need the map constantly. But I recognize each step. What am I stuck on? What do I get stuck on there? I don't know. Alright, so we're back to my room. Nope. Nope. Ah. Home sweet home. Well, it is always nice being able to actually just run again. Like, oh right, that whole thing where you don't have to fight every enemy. Sure, I need you. Walter Sullivan's umbilical cord. The superintendent kept it for years. It's a rather fucking, intimate item to have. Oh, I have your umbilical cord. Oh, and your relationship to me is? I exist, and you exist. We both exist. Like, that's a lot in common. You're an asshole. I mean, I'm here. I just saved. I don't see any, like, things to distinct. How about you? Alright, there's no more radio. What would I want if it's like boss fight time? Probably a spirit medallion, because, like, that's what this is all built kind of around. Amps are the big healing items. How are we doing on revolver ammo? That's under weapons. 30. So maybe I can get rid of the pistol entirely? Ah, silver bullets though. How badly do I think I'll need healing items? Let's grab a health drink. Use that. This is gonna be really embarrassing if this isn't time for the boss fight. Pistol. Silver bullet ammo. Okay. Do I click U? Do I have to go back the way I came? Shit, it's full of enemies. Okay. I don't know, I'm figuring because of all the ghosts that the final boss fight might be Walter. I mean, specifically that he might be a ghost is what I mean to say. It seems pretty obvious the final boss fight will be Walter in some form, but like I'm trying to think of like what Walter is. I'm like, he's a ghost, right? But like the swords don't seem to work on him. But like, they gave me these silver bullets, they're a big deal. So I should probably carry like the anti-ghost medallion and silver bullets, and then a bunch of revolver ammo just because that seems to be the stronger gun than the pistol, and I haven't used it the entire game, so I have tons of that. I also I have a couple of these because I've never used those before. But I should have a melee weapon in case this whole goes to shit and I run out of ammo. If I run out of all of these ammo types, then I'm just totally fucked. But like, I'm sure I need to take the umbilical cord because like it's an item in my inventory and it's his. Do I like stab the umbilical cord like when Harry Potter stabs the Tom Riddle's book with the basilisk fang? Like, do I need to shoot it with a silver bullet and then he like gets unborn from existence? Oh, do I use the umbilical cord on his body here? Is that how I continue? It's gone. Gotcha. That's the next question. Now that I think I'm ready for like a boss fight, how do I start it? Or where is it? Or am I even there yet? Or is there like a whole other level? I don't know. Ah, there was spikes in his back on top of everything else. They go on above and beyond. Is that a cigarette? Walter's body is gone. Where could it be? Can't use this here. And this depression. This is no more depression. When I stare into it, I feel like I could be sucked in. It's like it's connected to some other dimension. Maybe it's like a hole that once you enter, you can never leave. Ah, that's my final hole. I mean, I saved, so I guess let's go. Let's see if I'm right about everything. I really should have already equipped the medallion. I'll start with the first gun, because I want to verify that I can hurt him before I waste these shots that I have two of. I'll fire regular revolver shots and see if I get a reaction, because I don't want to like find out that like he's invulnerable right now, or guns don't work or some shit. More people on wall images. Is it because he thought the house was his mom, so he always associates humanity with walls? Like, is that why there's weird wall people attacking me all the time? And then the boss fight, the only boss fight so far, actually was a wall person? Because that's one of the weirdest things about this game, is... It's not the weirdest thing, but it does stand out that there's like a total lack of boss fights. When Silent Hill definitely... It's not exactly known for them necessarily, but definitely has them. Just hop in another layer? I couldn't interact with any of those things. Oh. He's looking sane.
Just a little longer now.
inside. The receiver of wisdom.
Ah, hi. Hi. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Okay. Do I fight this thing then? Ah. How do I fight you? What do I do? What? How'd you hit me? How do I fight you? Can't hold it anymore. Can't use that here. Hey, dick. Umbilical cord. I don't know how to fight you. My inventory was too full to do the thing. Do I grab this? Can't pull out the spears. I'm a little desperate here. Okay, that doesn't fucking work. Shit. The spears are stuck in. Some kind of power is at work. I can't pull out the spears. How do I fight you? Do I fight this thing? I can't lock onto that thing. There's definitely like a time limit because she keeps walking towards the pool. I did nothing. Alright. Alright, all of my preparations went fucking nowhere. I couldn't even hurt him. What? What do you want from me? Wait, what? I have no idea. Alright, what? You'll be the 21st, the last of that sacrifices. When the bell tolls, the ritual begins. Eileen, mother's body, blood. Part of the mother's flesh, the super's room. This is all that I've been able to figure out. I hope this letter gets to you in time. Eileen is the mother's body. Part of the mother's flesh, super's room. I mean, an umbilical cord is part of a mother's flesh. I mean, it's both of, I mean, I don't know where you draw the line between mother and baby when they're connected like that. But I'm gonna try using the umbilical cord on the giant dude. Who I didn't think I could interact with him because I couldn't target him with any of my attacks. But maybe I can target him with the umbilical cord. And then maybe that'll unlock the trident spear things that otherwise I couldn't use. Because I definitely can't hit the boss. Like melee and ghost attack, melee and ranged attacks with a ghost medallion, including silver bullets, none of that worked. Meanwhile, Eileen's walking into a fucking blender, so thanks, Eileen. Come on, Eileen. Like, for real, man. Here we go. Okay, the spear just got highlighted. That's good. Alright. Spear with Holy Mother carved into it. The Crimson Tome says that I have to stick 8 of these spears into Walter's body. The big one or the little one? Probably the big one? That's the one that's done stuff so far. Why is Eileen literally walking into like a blender nightmare? Why is that a thing that's happening right now? Eileen, come on. Why do you, like, want to die right now? I mean, I guess she's been possessed constantly. That's just a thing that keeps happening. Kaka! Aha! I can't use this here. Yes, you can. I have faith in you. I'm a stabby boy in a stabby world. Gonna stab you at least 16 times. That's because they all are Bidens. They've got 2 points. I learned the word Biden from Dark Souls. When they gave me... Fuck, she wants to die. I'm going pretty fast right now. Alright, well... Alright, you've been stabbed 8 times. Are we good? What happened? Fuck, she's like running for it. Alright. Can I hurt you or something? Eh. What do I do? Oh, yep, I can hurt you. Sir? You can't hurt me. I've got iframes in that pose. Ow. Wow, she's literally walking straight into it. Like, that's her dream in life. I'm so... Alright, she's dead. There's no way. There's no way I could possibly do this any faster either. Fuck you. Oh yeah, there she goes. Sorry, Eileen. I'm not really sure what I was supposed to do to make this better. How can I kill her any faster? I like sprinted to do the spears. Man, Silent Hill sure has its boss fights. Some high octane shit going on here. There we go. That's the sound.
And now the news. Yesterday in Ashfield and the woods near Silent Hill, the bodies of 5 men and women were discovered. The police reported that all the murders appeared to be the work of the same perpetrator. They are continuing their investigation. 4 of the victims were found dead at the scene, and the 5th victim, a Miss Eileen Galvin, was transported to St. Jerome's Hospital, where she died a short time later. Police say that Miss Galvin's injuries matched exactly those of the other victims.
Eileen.
It definitely sounds like they're implying I could have saved her. But I don't know, man. I figured out the spear thing, and I pretty much was running to each object as fast as possible and using them as fast as possible. And she was basically already dead by the time I finished that, and then there was a whole boss fight after that. Huh. Maybe. I don't know. That said, every Silent Hill game has like secret rules behind how you get each ending, and you basically can't know them. You have to like read about them online, which I do after each game. I'm like, oh, what? That was what the rules were built around? And they specifically are not the same from game to game ever. When you go on blind, it's always a new surprise, despite the fact that you've played the previous games and so on. I don't know how many endings there are, or which one I got, or how good that one was. I mean, he seems to have escaped into reality, so I guess that's a good sign. But Eileen is dead, and mechanically, it definitely seemed to suggest there's something you could do there. Well, that was Silent Hill 4. I mean, it's probably not my favorite Silent Hill. It's really, the room stuff is a really cool idea, and I can see why it's really memorable for people. Like once you get past Silent Hill 2 and Pyramid Head and stuff, I can see why a weird amount of PT latches onto Silent Hill 4 specifically, and why Silent Hill 4 seems to like have elements of it that influence other media and so on. Like it's there's little hints of it here and there, because it is a really memorable premise, more so than Silent Hill 1 and 3. Or something, I don't know. I mean, 1, 2, and 3 kind of shared a premise, more or less, and there were different iterations on that idea, and I don't know how many more times you can do that without really shaking things up again, which they did. One thing against its favor is, I mean, I don't really love the enemies usually in Silent Hill necessarily, but the wall guys and the ghosts are such a large amount of the overall enemy base in this game, and it's like, I don't really want to play a game full of these dudes. I don't like the wall guys or the ghosts, and then the wall guys is the only real boss fight that's like a unique thing that feels like a boss fight of some kind in the entire game. Because the last part is like a weird ritual you do based on some notes, and then you just beat up Walter one last time, the same way you always have, and then except this time he makes a different noise when he dies, and then this time he's actually dead this time, or something. Escorting through levels you've already been through, but in a different context, is one take on things for sure. You solve all these levels, you keep failing to save people over and over again, and then you, now it's your job to escort Eileen through all of them. Like, that's definitely a take. Wasn't always the most interesting thing replaying them all, but it was there. You know, on one hand, it's like, oh, this kind of mitigates some of the frustration of having to escort Eileen around because you already know the level and all that. But they also were like shittier, less interesting versions of the levels usually, because usually in many of the cases, whatever puzzle you had to solve the first time around was stripped out. Although in some cases they still had something going on, like how you had to make that mannequin in the forest, which was, I'm trying to remember, that might be more than you had to do the first time around. But in the case of like the water tower, I don't think you even had to rotate. I don't think I even had to rotate the tower at all. Like there was no new solution necessarily. I don't know. I don't have that much to complain about with this game. I didn't really hate the second half. Because there's people that seem to act like that was like it's a huge drop in quality in the second half, and I'm like, I don't know. There is sort of the realization like, oh, we have no new levels to play. That is kind of sad, especially since they weren't my favorite levels so far. Some entries like the forest just feeling really underwhelming because it's just a big X of flat areas. Because oftentimes the most interesting part of Silent Hill is having a big building like the hospital and having to run around and grab resources, fight or run from enemies, plan your routes, and try to figure out all the doors you haven't checked yet, and so on. But really, Silent Hill has never necessarily been the best at that. Like, I find myself trying to play Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3 kind of like they're Resident Evil. And it's like, oh, I've got to explore this Spencer mansion and find the key to the thing and solve some puzzles, then either fight or avoid the enemies. But honestly, if you look back at how much ammo I ended each of those previous games with, I probably could have just shot all the enemies, or a huge number of them. At least the ones that were genuinely in the way, and completely nullified that whole dynamic. So it's kind of like, I guess I was making my own fun with those games to some extent by behaving the way I was. I don't know. This one tries to shake things up a bit by making the mechanics more significant. You have a charge-up attack that gives you a management system, but it's very, very, very weird that you charge up your attack by holding it down for like 5 to 10 seconds, which is like, that's not somebody rearing up to do a big swing. That's just like somebody charging they're focusing their chi, like they're doing some Dragon Ball shit, and that's very strange. But it's even stranger that you can charge it up a bit, but then swing, then charge it up a bit more, and then swing, and you can keep charging it in chunks until you finally get to do your big attack. And I'm like, what is this supposed to be? What is this mechanic supposed to represent in Henry? How does that work? How am I periodically charging some of my attack? It's like how Samus Aran in Smash Brothers charges up her big blasty attack, but she can also roll to animation cancel out of it, and it'll maintain how charged it was so far, and then she can like punch and kick people a little bit, and then go back to charging her blaster again, and she can do it like in parts. Like, it's like that mechanic, but for a melee attack. So it's like, this is, I don't know what that means. But yeah, there's a 10 item limit. I think it was 10. So you have to manage what items to take with you on runs, which definitely adds to that. Like, they did kind of add like the Resident Evil safe room mechanic by having a series of rooms throughout each area that you're safe in, but actually you're not safe in those rooms. But there's a portal that you're not safe in the whole rooms that have holes, but if you go through the hole, you end up in a safe room where you're at least mostly safe. And I think it almost seems like a riff directly on the safe room, because the whole thing in Resident Evil is like you get really used to like the safe room theme song in each game, and the moment you open a door and you like see and like you're not immediately hearing monster noises, and you kind of see like warm lighting and it seems chill, and that safe room theme song plays, you're like, oh god, thank god we made it. Okay, I can decompress, I can chill, I can save if I want to, if I have the resources to save based on the ribbon counts or whatever, and I can make some careful choices about like I can look at my map and plan where I want to go next and like the route, and try to memorize my route so that I don't have to check the map in the middle of that, because I need to focus on like evading or fighting enemies. And let's make some choices about like, okay, we'll stash the stuff I found, and then choose what to bring with me. And like, it's like a whole, like, it's a gameplay loop, and it's addictive. Like, I love that gameplay loop of the kind of feel you get in Resident Evil, doing these little tense runs, and then like having your safe room moment and everything. And like, this game was a riff on that to some extent. They give you a safe room, like it's just like the most core mechanic of this game. And once again, you're like, okay, now I have a limited inventory all of a sudden, and so I need to think about like which healing items and guns do I want to take with me. Even ammo takes up space, much like in Resident Evil, just without the visible inventory screen that those games have. Instead, it's just like a list on the bottom of your screen. But it's like really similar in a lot of ways. Like, it's taking after Resident Evil in a lot of interesting ways, and then it subverts that idea, because halfway through the game, suddenly the safe room stops feeling so safe. It's still relatively safe because it's they made the choice of making it a first-person section with really awkward controls and no combat options. So it's not like Mr. X is gonna walk in and surprise you, and then suddenly you have to like deal with the fact that your safe room's not safe. It's like there's just kind of like mini game-ish sort of ways of dealing with / avoiding the threats that are coming your way, and that's the main thing going on. But for the most part, it is still the safe room. It just gets creepier over time, And that's kind of neat. Like, there's some cool ideas here. I could see this being one of the games I remember the most in this series in the long term. But Ghost kind of pissed me off. Having some controls for Eileen where I can communicate with her would be nice. I think there might be a trick where you can unequip her weapon and then she doesn't fight, and so then she's more controllable that way. But I don't know. Just basic communications would be nice, or just like a radius thing of like, hey, I'm sufficiently far from the enemy, she really shouldn't be fighting it. Like some AI changes would be nice there too, I suppose. I defeated 244 enemies. I mean, once you have Eileen, you just kill most of the enemies because they're gonna attack Eileen. Not that it necessarily helped. I'm kind of mixed on the whole thing, because I kind of wish that Eileen just actually had a health bar, and I don't mean like a physical one, like a visible one necessarily, but like she didn't seem to have a health bar, even a secret one. She seemed to have infinite health, and that's kind of revealed by the fact that like we got stuck in that boss fight that just fucking stomped on her, and I couldn't do much about that, it felt like, but she started getting downed completely, and then she'd just get back up again. And then at that point I was thinking like, oh, I don't think Eileen can die, which complicates the idea of me defending her all game. I'm not sure how that mechanic works necessarily. I mean, she did start off in one state and get continually worse over time, so in some level there must be some kind of value to defending her, and that might affect the ending. She ran into that blender so quickly that it might be that how you play throughout the game affects how quickly she moves or something, because otherwise I don't know how you'd stop her from dying. Like, I don't feel like I could have gone much faster at killing Walter, so that means there must be a way to slow her down from the rate at which she's dying. Hell, maybe you stock up all of your candles and then throw them at her there at the end or something. But like, that's another mechanic you couldn't have really fully understood the first time around. The relationship that candles and medallions have with both the room and her, and a bunch of other little tricks here and there. I don't know. I don't think you're meant to get the good ending in any of these games the first time around, just because they keep the rules a secret as replay value, basically. That said, I don't think I'm ever going to replay a Silent Hill game for a different ending, just because it's still mostly the same game, and that's just not a very interesting playthrough to do. It's like, let's just play the same game again. One that's not especially mechanically dense, and also one that doesn't have that much, like, doesn't have like a ton of story going on necessarily. Like, there's Silent Hill kind of splits the difference a little bit between like explicit storytelling that you can follow clearly, and then a bunch of metaphor, like a bunch of like Dark Souls style like implied stuff going on where you have to decode it greatly. And while a theory channel or something might get a lot of mileage out of that, me just replaying the game, I'll be like, oh, that's symbolage, that's some of that symbology. Oh, that seems vaguely reminiscent of that other thing, I guess, right? Like, there's the, you know, like he wanted to get back into his mom's house, or the mom was the house, and here's these enemies that are walls, they're part of the house. It's like, that's probably a thing. That probably means something. But no. Nope. I think that's about it for today. We once again have a weird rank where I got a bunch of stars. I don't understand what that means. Each Silent Hill has a bunch of big stars, then a bunch of little stars, and I don't know what the difference is between the two types of stars, but okay. There we go. We beat Silent Hill 4. Next up, hopefully I can get a copy of Brand New Fear. Oh, that's New Game Plus. Hopefully next year I'll have a copy of, I think it's Silent Hill Origins is the next one. There's a drop in quality from here on out, according to consensus, I suppose. This game was the splitting point. There's a lot of division of opinion with whether or not Silent Hill 4 is like the last good one or the first bad one. But from here on out, people have much more one-sided opinions. Oh, there's a couple of people where people mention like a specific one. Sometimes, I think sometimes people say Homecoming and sometimes people say Downpour, or maybe both, or maybe one of them and I don't remember or something, but sometimes there's some positive opinions floating around. But I will continue to play them every Halloween in chronological release order, but only the main ones, probably. Not like... I looked at the fucking Dungeon Crawler one, and it looks like everything I hate. Because I don't even like dungeon crawlers, let alone the idea of a survival horror game being like weirdly forced into being one. But all the ones where you play as like a third-person dude that goes around and picks up items and navigates a map and then probably gets a bad ending, yeah, I'll play those each year. I'll be around, presumably for much longer than it takes to finish the series. I hope. I would like to stay employed. That'd be good. So I'll see you guys next year, and also tomorrow, but not for this. Yes. Goodbye.